Hello. Hope everybody's doing well today. Seems like a really long time since I've done any Greek. Probably because it's been like a month. Time has flown. But we're going to try and get through 4 lessons today and start with a grammar point next week. But we'll see how quickly we get through it and how long these sections are. So we'll jump right into it though. Short lessons about the home. Aule, the court, so kind of the main area of the home. Stulos, a pillar. Okay. Honestly didn't know where that word came from. Style. Plinthos, a brick. A plinth. Plinth is actually one of my favorite English words. It does not get used very much. Tripodion, tripod. Yep, okay, that's easy. Spongos, a sponge. Crustalos, ice, crystal. Sure. Yeah. Sandalon, I don't know why that's in the home. Because you have ice in your home, I guess. Sandalon, a sandal. Okay. Sakos, a sack. Don't you just love Greek? Yep, that's what that is. Pisa, pitch. So pitch like tar. Nectar. Nectar. Yes. Asbestos. Asbestos. It has a very bad reputation. But it means that it doesn't burn. That's good. But also bad. Hey Roz, how are you? Oh, shoot, I forgot to update the thing. Whoopsie daisy. I'm so bad about that. You would think it would be easy, you know? You're streaming. You should update what you're streaming. Nope, never remember. So, let's see. Ugh. Me just quick edit here. Because it is not a lazy morning, it's a lazy afternoon, and it's been raining all day, so it's super sleepy. Greek in here. Okay. There. Thanks, Roz. Much appreciated. Okay. Electron, amber, electrum, also related to it. Chronos, time. I am the end of time. Everybody needs to watch Highlander. I need to get Punch to watch season 5 with me. We don't need to watch season 6. We don't even need to watch all of season 5. It's like half of it. Metron, measure, and Gar. Ooh, Gar. Gar is a great word. So Gar is one of our Greek particles. Greek particles are amazing. They are flavor words a lot of times. They also have translation purpose, absolutely. So Gar means for, like explanatory for. But as it says there, it must not be the first word in a clause. It will always go second. And there's a lot of particles that do that. Postpositives, they're called. Oh. And then once you get more comfortable, with Greek, they just have a lot more meaning and nuance to them. Anyway. Some words have been much disguised in coming to us from Greek. Melimelon, honey apple, was a quince. Quince. It's pronounced quince. Quince jam has been our marmalade from Italian marmello. Okay. Glucoriza, sweet root, became licoritia, probably licorice, yep. Theriaca, Theriacae, viper cure, was a syrup made from viper's flesh and believed to be sovereign against venomous bites. Gross. Cool. It became treacle, and then treacle, to be an antidote or balm. I think I've seen that word before. I don't know how to say it. Because, the ancient would be triacle, but we might just do the EA as an E, treacle. Oh, okay, right. So is there no balm in Gilead? Can be translated treacle. Such a silly sounding word. Alright. Anyway, let's translate. He aule echene platea esti kai eche polus tulos. That courtyard is broad, flat, and has many columns. Okay. Asbeston ton per pisagar esten in te caminoi. So the fire is The fire is unquenchable. Unquenchable. Unquenchable? I'm adding an extra syllable. Unquenchable. There we go. My brain! It's broken. For the pitch is in the other room that I can't remember. Oven. I feel like I missed something here. Anyway. There's also the meaning of the treacle well in Alice. Well, the real one that was referenced, of course, Carol pretended it was full of black syrup. Unquenchable. That's exactly what I was trying to do. I kept trying to say unquestionable, even though my brain was trying to say unquenchable. Brain, come on. Also, is it pronounced treacle? How would you say it in Australian? Since you actually know something that it references. En toi oikoi pola organa esti kai tripodia kai cathedra. In the house are many instruments, both tripod. I'm guessing we mean like furniture here, both tripods and chairs. Can organa mean furniture? Organa. Organa. You're not in the previous one. You're at some point in the book. Alright. Oh, we'll just pull up what was the one that I told you guys about. I'm testing your knowledge. Really, my brain is just shutting down instead of waking up. Which happens. Greek. Is it Woodbury? No, that's Woodhouse. Woodhouse Greek Dictionary. That's the one you should look up. All right. Room. Oh no, furniture. Furniture. Can this word mean furniture? Kataskewe, epipla, skewe, pataskere, everything is scared. Okay. Oops. I'm not sure what other category you would want to put a tripod and a chair in. something to sit upon. All right, instrument. Yeah, because like instrument is what I think of when I think organa. But a tripod and a chair are not musical instruments. But I guess they're just using it to mean like a general useful object. Weird definition. All right. En te camerai taute AC spongoi kai sandala kai sakoi anthrakon. So in this room, sorry, taute, are sponges and sandals and sacks of anthrax. Charcoal. Okay. To metron tu chronou mega esti. The measure of time is great. Now there's a philosophical statement. That's Greek. That's a Greek sentence. Hoi theoi ekhusi nectar in tois kalois domasin alumpu. All right, the gods have nectar in their beautiful homes of Olympus. Checks out. Kalos ho crustalos kai to electron. The crystal and the I always just want to translate it electrum amber are beautiful. All right, so kalos is masculine, just modifying crustalos, but we're resupplying it for the other word. Pampusin oinu angeon te helene theu corde. They send, we don't have a subject, there's no plural nouns here that I can see. A message of wine to Helen, daughter of God, the daughter of Zeus. But right now it's just like a god. Okay. Weird sentence. But okay. Makes enough sense. All right. Ooh, well, these are exciting words. Personal and so I like how the topic is personal and social and it's like hero. Seems a little bit dramatic. Heros, a hero. Nymphe, a nymph, a bride, a marriageable young woman. Antagonistes, antagonist. Orphanos, bereaved, orphan. Right? Adjective there. Orphaned of, from something. Sukophantos, tes, sorry, sukophantes. A sycophant, a professional informer. That makes it sound distinguished. It has something to do with like a fig. Like etymologically, it has something to do with showing figs or something. Weird. Nautes, sailor. Energeia, energy. Oh, yeah. Ergon, work. Panegyrikos, a laudatory address. Panegyric. Scandalon, a snare, an offense. Erotikos, affectionate, amorous. Mimikos, aeon, imitative. And gigantikos, aeon, gigantic. I like these words. These are fun. So what is your note here? The article is often used, as with us, to denote a whole class, not a particular individual. The lions are terrible beasties. I like the irony of what's going on here, because they say it's often used as with us to denote a whole class, but then in translation we don't use The. We just say lions are terrible beasties. So it's like, which one is it? But fine, we won't get into that. Kautos ho heros u feuge ton gigantikon antagonisten. This hero does not flee the gigantic antagonist. Ooh. Oh, I skipped a sentence. Whoops. Hai kakai glosai ton gunaikon scandala tois agathois esi. The evil tongues of the women are scandals to the good. That is another very Greek sentence. Let's blame it on the ladies. But in its defense, the ladies I know are worse gossipers than the guys I know. So I can give it that much. Gossip is so bad too. Oh man, I need to be better about it. It's so bad. It's easier now that I never see anybody. Because I don't work in an office where there's a terrible temptation. But anyway. He nymphe tu nautu estin orphane tu patros. The lady, so here we'll say the bride of the sailor is, how to translate this best? I mean, literally, it's like she is bereft of her father. Which I don't know if there's an easier way to say that in English that doesn't just destroy the Greek. Because it's like, we don't normally say, like, you're an orphan and then explain what that means. If that makes sense. She's an orphan because her dad's dead. Aha! But this could imply that her mother's still alive. Right, she might just be bereft of her father, which could be why they don't just leave it as orphane. We don't really know. I don't know anything about this nymphe. Alright, but what about the sycophants? Hoi sycophantai uk esi mimikoi ton agathon. Sycophants, professional informers, are not mimics of the good. Okay. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. You know, they just try and get in with whoever's in power. Ho aner tes kales gunaikos erotikos esti. The man, the man is the amour of a beautiful lady. I'm guessing. I'm just wondering if it's like, is it the man, the beautiful woman's man is affectionate? Because I don't really know that erotikos. It might take a genitive. Oh, shoot. So orphane, that adjective works with a genitive case because you're lacking something. It's your genitive of lack. Erotikos, there are certain ways that I could argue that it would work with a genitive. I wonder if Woodhouse would even explain. I don't know. Okay, it does sometimes. Okay, affectionate, philanthropos, philosophos. None of those are erotikos. They probably decided to use it just because it was more familiar. in English. Okay, what's another way that I could translate that? Amorous. That's what they give me, so I'll go with that next. Which would be more likely to be eroticos? Amorous. Amorous. Amputate. No. Amorous. Here to eroticos. Okay, it doesn't say genitive, but it might not say it with an adjective necessarily. You know, it might not note it. So I would have to look it up in a real dictionary. Hey, morning, Steven. How are you doing today? Yeah, he's got his earphones on. I do like that emote with the little slide out. That's cute. But she can't hear me compliment him, so ha 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 ha. I'll text him. I like that Ross. Okay. I think he's in and out because he did hear me talk about treacle. Or maybe he just saw the word and got excited. Okay. Next week I'll try and remember to take at least my middle little out. Speaking of Alice in Wonderland. Try and take my middle little out and see about eroticos and any other questions, and I'll just have my dictionary. I think I still have a middle little. I hope I didn't get rid of it. I might have though. That's the thing about moving a lot. I mean, I still have my big girls Greek dictionary, my Great Scott, as they call it in the field. But I used to have a middle little also. But I might have made the decision, you know, I don't need to carry around 2 heavy Greek dictionaries. Although I think I have about 4 Latin dictionaries, so I'll check them. Just so I can have it on hand. There are places you can find it online. That's one of the great things about classics. Because everything is so outdated. Like, because all the books are so old, there's tons of research, tons of references available online for free that you can use. I just don't have them handy and want to finagle with it right now. Woodhouse will do me fine for now. Fine, but I can't quite translate number 5. All right. Ho Andres Pempusi. Sorry, looking at the dog. Panegyrikon toi basilei. The men send the panegyric to the king. Yeah, I mean, you might want to, like, perform it, not just, like, send him a letter, but still nice. He energeia ton heroon dene esti. The energy of the heroes is terrible. Yes, but also what? Like, I 100% agree with that statement, but it sounds silly. Greeks were terrifying. Greek heroes were terrifying. In the end. Alright. Ekenai hai megalai ornithes polen energean ekusi. Those great birds have a lot of energy. Much energy. Yeah, that also makes sense. Alright. More personal and social words. What? That is like the broadest category ever. Alright, I think we got 2 more sections. We can do this. Alright. Character. Something cut deep in. Character. I mean, katao is to cut, so like seeing it, but never translated it that way in my life. Asceticos, laborious aesthetic. This is another word that I cannot. Ascetic. There we go. Ascetic. An ascetic. Which, because of the way the vowels and the consonants have shifted, it just doesn't sound the same in English. But yep, that's absolutely the same word. Polygamos. On. Polygamous. Okay. That's a word we have. Penia. Poverty. Like penury. Penny. I don't know if penny is related to this word, but it might be. Monopolia. Exclusive sale monopoly. Okay. Yep. Hedone. Pleasure. Hedonism bot. We've been rewatching some Futurama. Toxon. A bow. I have never seen that word. Toxophilite. Someone who loves archery? Loves bows? But toxon, bow. That's cool. Holocaustos. Burnt whole or all together. So unfortunately, Holocaust. So always awkward. But that's what they did to cows then. It was part of the sacrifice. Philanthropia. Philanthropy. Okay. Autographos. Autograph. Written wholly by oneself. Stigma. A mark. A stigma. The stigmata. Which is the appropriate plural. Neuter plural. Stigmata. Austeros. Dry. Austere. Okay, sure. Pharaoh. Pharaoh is such an important verb to carry. Yeah. And sitos. Sition. Food. Parasite. Someone who eats alongside you. I mean, yeah. Gross. Okay. Okay. Autos ho asceticos. Sorry. Georgos eche pola melimela kai sakon melon. Alright, this ascetic farmer has many honey apples and a sack of fruits. Humans are they're energy parasites. That sounds like punch. Poloi anthropoi polugamoi kai philusi totoxon. Many men are polygamous and love the bow. I don't know why these two things are related. I guess they were just trying to use the words and move on. Could have made two separate sentences and probably made more sense, but whatever. Here we are. Hutos eche monomolion polon agathon siton kai fere penian echenois. So this guy has a monopoly of many good foods, and he brings poverty to those guys. I guess the people that he's not giving his good food to. He philanthropia age tus andras eis kalon charactera. The philanthropy, well, I'll just say philanthropy, brings men to good character. I'm beautiful, literally, kalon. But I think here we're getting the good and beautiful vibe, given that it's about your character. Okay. So philanthropy makes you a better person. Okay. How tai hai hedonai verusi stigma toi karakteri ton kakon. These pleasures bring a stigma, a mark, on the character of the wicked. You know, I get it. 4 and 5. I do. But it seems to me it's more like the opposite, but maybe that's just me versus the Greek. That, like, if you are a bad person, you seek out pleasures. Excessive pleasures. And if you are a good person, you are driven to philanthropy. Granted, I guess the opposite is true also. Right? If you are encouraged to participate in philanthropy, you may, in fact, change your ways, like Scrooge. And of course, if you indulge in too much seemingly innocent, you could become corrupted. So I guess it does kind of work either way. Hoi Paides, the children. What did the children do? Ta xera fula, kai tamikra kai austera, denra, holocausta poiusi. Alright, so the kiddos make a bonfire of the dry leaves and the small and dry branches. Wood. Cool. Sticks. Okay, cool. Trees, like dendra. Okay. Hologos tu basileus autographos estin. The word of the king is written by himself. Okay. Good. I guess. Well, maybe like logos, I want us to take something a little bit grander. But anyway. Hokakos sukophantes feuge to bacterion entecere tu nautu. The evil sycophant flees the rod in the hand of the sailor? I'm guessing the sailor's about to beat the sycophant? Which checks out. It's very Greek. Can't just sometimes not the sentence you were expecting to read when you start. But that's all I've got. That's seems to be what the Greek says, so we go with it. Alright, one more, and then we will stop. And next time pick up with our 4th grammar point. The verb, the relative, and allos. Oh man, you actually get to learn verb forms. That's pretty exciting. Good luck, everybody. Anyway. Personal and social, dryad. What? What is this category? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Druas, a nymph who lived in an oak tree, or a drus. Dryad. A sarcasmos. Sarcasm? I did not get the sarcasm at flesh tearing. That's awesome. That's so cool. No wonder some people don't like me for being too sarcastic. It is tearing their flesh. Pragma, a deed, a thing. Fantasia, fantasy, imagination. Aestheticos, sensitive, perceptive. Oh, here's the word that I always trip up. Aesthetic and aesthetic. Yeah, those are the words that I always trip up. And now they are in the same Greek sentence, back to back, I'm sure. Wait, what about sarcasm? Sarcasm derives from the Greek meaning flesh eating. Or flesh tearing, sorry. Sarcophagus is flesh eating. Sarcasmos. Flesh tearing. Isn't that cool? It is extremely, like, visceral. But it is Greek. Alright, I love it. Also, hello, Joyful. Ecstasis. Ecstasy. That's a good word. You're standing outside of yourself. I have heard sarcasm so strong it would tear flesh. Yeah, I mean, it can be quite scathing. Right? Like, Punch and I are very sarcastic. But I think it's more of just dry, not necessarily scathing. Which, you know, there is a degree. I've admitted sarcasm so strong it would tear flesh. You do not want to be the sort of person that inspires it. That just sounds like you're being mean, Ross. But sarcasm, as we've established, can be very mean. And no, I don't want anybody to be mean to me. I'm a very sensitive person. I am aesthetique. I am sensitive. Punch and I, we suffer from the sarcastic tone thing, where we also just sound really dry and sarcastic. And so when we give someone a compliment, we always have to, like, say, no, but I really mean it. Like, you're a great person. It just sounded like I was mocking you. Yeah, I mean, Roz, you strike me as generally a good and easygoing and forgiving sort of person. So I can imagine that it is quite egregious when someone ruffles that. If it tears flesh, the target audience must be fairly dull. Well, that could be too. Alright. Eremos. Lonely. Desert. So this is where we get the word hermit from, because hermits live in the desert. They are lonely and desolate locations. That kind of does sound very Aussie, though. Alright. Ekantros. Eccentric. Okay, yeah, so that's fine. Just the K's changed their sound. The K's changed their sound. That's how people talk. Talenton. A talent. Hey, that one we know. That one we hear all the time in the Bible. Pseudes. False or lying. And onoma, meaning a name. So a pseudonym is a fake name. Good. Dialogos, dialogue. Checking out. Platon, Plato. That's exciting. We're going to get stuff about Plato here. Anonymous, without a name. So we've got pseudonyms and anonymins. Oh, this could be some interesting sentences that we're about to see. These could be. But let's see. In tois ergois, ton poeton druades kai nymphai eisen. In the works of the poets are druids and nymphs. I'm saying druids instead of dryads. That's not the same. I mean, related. There's trees involved. But ancient Greece did not have druids. They had dryads. Good times. Ho sarcasmos tu kaku uk esti pragma sophias. So the sarcasm of the bad dude is not the problem of the wise? It is not a matter of wisdom? I'm guessing? A deed, a thing. Okay. So they're really coming anti-sarcasm here. So it is not the deed of wisdom. Sarcasm. Okay. He fantasia tu calu poematos pere extasin te aestheticae core. So the fantasy of the beautiful poem brings ecstasy to the sensitive girl. Okay. Ho aner, ho eremos, the deserted man. I think they mean the hermit. Kai ekendros, he's also eccentric. I should just read the whole thing and then translate it. Pola talanta crusu eche in micro sacois. So the lonely and eccentric man has many talents of gold in small bags. A talent's pretty big. So I'm guessing the sentence just means the overall value of the gold in the small bags is several talents, many talents, because a talent's a giant thing. So it must just mean in all these small bags are many talents worth of gold. No, we're in a different. Oh, yeah. I don't know. There might be non-lonely and eccentric men who also have talents of gold. But in this particular sentence, the man in question does. You need a talent for making money. That's really step one. Tuto to anthos anonymon esti. This flower is anonymous. Unnamed. There we go. We'll be a little less English with that one because it's like this flower does not have a name. Okay, cool. Hopsudes sucafantes onoma fere cajon. So the lying sycophant bears an evil name. Yep, sure. Gonna have a bad reputation if you are a lying sycophant. Checks out. Entois Platonos dialogos Sophia pole estin. In the dialogues of Plato is much wisdom. There is much wisdom in. We'll say it that way. That sounds a little better. There is much wisdom in the dialogues of Plato. I do like that they, the dialogues of Plato. It's not Socrates. Socrates didn't write anything. Ho Andreos Eheros Phile ten phonen tes salpingos. Oh, I forgot what salpingos was. Well, we'll get to that word in a moment. The courageous, the manly hero brings the voice of the salpingos. Okay, I forgot what salpingos was. Salpingos. Salpingos. It just means zero to me. And it was not covered today. So, salpingos. What do you mean, salpingos? Okay, let's try and salpinx. What could a salpinx be? You were that. Wonder if it'll let me copy. It probably won't work right because that'd be expecting a lot for, Greek. All right, so we will go to Perseus.tufts. Because that will be another good resource for everybody to know. So Percy's Digital Library, it's got a ton of stuff. Because again, the great things about classics, everything's available online. Like everything ancient is available online. Not necessarily everything modern. You might not find like scholarship, recent scholarship, but like if we found it in antiquity, you can probably find it online. Oh, sorry, we'll make it the size it fits. So let's see if we can work the dictionary, which is always an adventure and has been, I don't even know how many years since I've used it. So we will go to, yeah, and they have like random stuff too, like 19th century. Okay. Greek and Roman dictionary. Dictionary. No, okay. Where's my Little and Scott? We'll just search for it. Little. Snipe said the Greeks had perfect internet access and millennia-long website contracts. Yeah, right? It's really cool what they did. All right. So we will search for salpingos. Wait, sorry. So this is going to be a feminine, so it'll be a salpix. Should be a salpix. So we'll search for salp. Sigma, alpha, lambda, pi. Because that will get us what we need. Now, we have to search for words starting with, and then it shows you how to type it. So sigma, alpha with an acute, lambda, and then pi. Pi is a P. Good. Search. Salpinx, right? War trumpet. Obviously. I do not remember learning that word in this book. Yeah, Lil and Scott, like, what they do is they just add indices. As things update, they'll make tweaks. Or if they find a new word or whatever. So you do want to be sure to check the appendix. I think they put like little asterisks. But when you put so much work into a giant massive dictionary, like nobody wants to start that work over. You know? Like that'd be silly. So like I think Autenrieth is German. Was German based. But the LSJ and the Middle Little are both Little Scott Jones. And yeah, those are the ones you want to do. All right, so the war trumpet. The courageous hero loves. I think I said bears. That's not file. Good. Loves the sound of the war trumpet. Makes sense now. I got it. Um, there are projects like, oh, what's it called? I actually got interviewed um to have a fellowship to work on this for a year. I didn't get it. Um, but I was a top contender, and oh, it's the Thesaurus Linguae Latinae. So they're not working on a new dictionary, but they're working on like this comprehensive list of all the uses of all the Latin words, which is just insane. And yeah, as Stephen also says, like we we sometimes find new words. You'll get a manuscript and it's like, oh, we have this hapax, um so this word that doesn't occur anywhere else that we know, so we don't really know what it means. And there's quite a few of those in like the Homeric texts. There are some words in the Iliad and the Odyssey that we don't know what they mean, at least at the time of my studying them. But there is a chance that as we uncover more text or fragments, etc., we will find the word again in a different context and narrow down what it could mean. Right now, we just have to rely on context clues and possible etymology. Um, so yeah, not a ton is going on there, and that again, that's one of the beautiful things. I would say about studying classics is you can find so much stuff that is that is in public domain, and you can just access it because I mean, what 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 has changed? There are watershed moments. Okay, I will to give due effort or due rewards to scholars working today. Um, there are watersheds, especially with things like archaeology, um, where we really do uncover something that can change. So, for example, in the 1950s, when Linear B was deciphered, anything written before Bronze Age Greece, or sorry, anything written before the 1950s about Bronze Age Greece, there was not much written before Bronze Age Greece. Although some, because we still haven't deciphered that. At least, again, last I checked. But anyway, anything written before the 1950s about Bronze Age Greece is going to be outdated. Because you didn't know what the tablet said. It gives you a lot more information to write about. So you want to read things post 1950s about the Bronze Age. How important is the Rosetta Stone? It was super important. It helped us translate Egyptian, right? Because it had Greek and I'm trying to remember. Because it has hieroglyphics, as Greek, as one other language. And so it helped us translate. So it was very important. Not much written in Greek. Well, I mean, there was no Greek at this point, technically speaking. I mean, there was, but there wasn't. It's how are we defining Greek here? Linear B was Greek. It's just a different way of writing it. We do not yet know if anything before Linear B that was written was Greek. Because again, last I checked, Linear A and the Disc Hephaestos still have not been deciphered, so we don't know if they're Greek or if they're some other language. In either case, they're a different alphabet. Well, written language system, not necessarily an alphabet. In terms of anything written, not much. Not much was written, because the Bronze Age was like 12 to 1400 BC. So there wasn't a ton written, period, before then either. But I can't remember the age of Gilgamesh. It's pretty old. And people were clearly writing things down because we have Linear A, we have other things. There just wasn't a huge need for it. Linear A is very poorly understood. Yes, we do not quite know what to do with it yet. Alright, that's what you thought, but I wasn't sure if historians have changed opinion on it since I've been out of school. That's fair. No, as far as I know, like, again, maybe people aren't interested in the Rosetta Stone anymore, but it was very important for the deciphering. Okay, Egyptian hieroglyphic, Egyptian Demotic, and Greek. So Egyptian Demotic would just be like Koine Greek, like everyday, instead of like the fancy Egyptian. So yeah, people might not study it anymore, or study it much anymore, but it was very important when they needed it. Yeah, Napoleon really liked Egypt. He was big on studying it, and then somehow it ended up in England, which I guess isn't that surprising. But Europe. What are you gonna do? Yeah, somehow it's now in the British Museum. Exactly. Just things tend to end up there. Yeah. Anything in Europe is free for the picking, I guess. Yeah. Not that big of a deal. I mean, I just mean, like, of course it ended up there. All right. Well, that was a digression. I really like the Bronze Age Greece, though. That's my favorite period of history. So I should probably see if there's anything new going on with Linear A. There was a while. This is a funny story, and I know I'm super off topic. And people who are watching this on YouTube should probably stop right now. But I just was in the kind of depressive funk for a little while, and the only thing that really invigorated me, got me going, was Linear B in Bronze Age Greece, and I was trying to learn all the script for Linear B. I got some of it down, but now that it's been a few years since I've looked at it, so I've forgotten most of it again. But I feel like I should probably learn like Japanese or something vaguely more useful. Because the only thing really to do with Linear B is read the tablets that have already been translated. So, it's not probably gonna come in handy to actually know it, but I just love it. It's so cool to me. Alright, and on that note, we will wrap it here. Thanks everybody for dropping by. Let's see, next week's the 29th. Yep, I'll be back. Don't know of anything right now that would be interrupting my Tuesday afternoon, so. Do these characters come out of it? No. So, like, the Greek alphabet that we are more familiar with here, They are not related, and that is why people were really thrown off by Linear B, and they did not think it was Greek. Um, oh, sorry, the big space. No, no, there's nothing in chat. I thought you were like asking a linguistic question, and I did not understand for a moment why there was a huge gap before your question. I'm too literal. Were you trying to type in Linear B or um, Greek? Well, I can save the, you know, Streamlabs Desktop 1.7.1 does not seem to support your Linear A symbols, unfortunately. Well, on that note, I will see you all next week. And yeah, probably some Fantasian at some point. Last week was really, really busy with work. So I did record a little bit for straight to YouTube just to get me out of the current section and do some of the side quest. But otherwise, yeah, there we go. That is true. Maybe if we all had the fonts installed, it would work. But, and I think I have, I mean, I know I've gotten some fonts from you, but I don't know. Well, whatever the case. See y'all next week.